Hey folks, good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon, I guess. Um, why would I want? Yeah, I guess it's a typo. Why not leave it that way? Someone will tell me more people will tell me it's wrong. Um, or can I easily fix it? One moment, folks. Spelling's hard. Um, that one's right. Why is the other one wrong? Um, 1 second. Emberpelts. I can't change the thumbnail easily. Um, the thumbnail will have to wait. Um, it's fine. Words are hard, folks. Words are hard. Anyway, should we play some video games? Yeah, you are very much trying to help. It completely threw me because I was looking at things that say Ember Pelts, not Ember Pelts, or whatever I wrote. Yeah, words are hard. Anyway, good afternoon, both of you, and anyone else that's here that is not chatting yet. Um, let's unpause the game and think about what we would like to achieve today. Um, hopefully, you should be getting 1080p from YouTube because that's what I'm sending. That's all you'll get from YouTube. You won't get more than that. There's a few things that I think we want to try and achieve today. Um, I want to try and build something that's better for dealing with bad tides, so we don't get the thing we got happen last time. And I also want to try and get to metal, and I think both of those will work in harmony with each other. That's a word that'll work. Once we've got metal, we can do something that will help with the water flow here. Although I did quite like the idea we had last time of maybe using a few dam pieces to try and help focus the flow coming from here, go that way. And then Eagles. I can't remember what else I wanted to do. Is the cavish thing something new? Cavish thing. Which cavish thing? Nothing's changed. So, do you mean this guy? It's all always been there, I guess. Um, so yeah, that's kind of my plan for today. I'm probably going to go for about 2-ish hours. So, I guess we should just get started. So, the metal I want to head to is this stuff. And what I thought we could do with the bad tide is try and direct it to here. And that way it will flow out into this thing. And then I'm assuming, yeah, this has an exit which goes off this way. I have not looked for the secret water source. You have seen everything that I have done. And if you really want me to look for the secret water source, we can do that because probably I assume you can just do that and find all of the water sources on the map. So, and there's water here because, you know, this shows where all of the water sources are. But there's water. Yeah, so there's water there. So I guess that's the secret water source. Anyway, but overhangs are a thing now, Eagles, if you haven't played the game in quite a while. So in the last update, the ability to have terrain overhang 3 blocks was added, which lets you build caves. So yeah, that is new, I guess. Yeah, so since update 7, you can overhang terrain. Well, yeah, if you're going to make a point of have I found something, I'm just going to go find it because there's twice that people have made the point, have you found the thing yet? So people obviously want me to go find it, so I'll go find it and then we'll move on. I'm neurodivergent. I'm just going to go do it if you keep bugging me about have I done it. We don't play silly, let's go hunt, find things. We just go do it when there's a technique to do it. Right, let's carry on. I'm going to unplant these, probably actually delete some of these. You will get a more unfiltered form of me live as well, unfortunately. So, we can put some more trees there, though. So, yeah, my thought is that we build... basically, we bring this structure forwards, but then build up. And I'm hoping it works. Once we've got sluices, we'll be able to do something smarter. But until then, we won't. So what I'm thinking is 2's probably enough. Let's go 3. Something like, and come across like that. And then behind it, we're going to have to use... Is that going to work? We might need to come out further. As always, I've not actually planned this apart from having a rough concept in my head, which is maybe more than I quite often do with a lot of things. And I'm not 100% sure this will work, but I think it does. So we'll see how we get on. Want to get those done. And so I think this works. Is the game sound loud enough? Because I had a comment on the VOD that the game sound was a bit quiet as well. I'm only basing it on the fact that I saw JC do something like this on one of his series before he had access to things. I basically want to use this as a bit of a sluice. Because we're then going to build this up to send bad water across here. And I'm hoping this is going to work. We will see. Connected building. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's all done now. Yeah, so we can start to recover the stuff from there. I do have AC in here, but it's incredibly loud, so I have the fan running, but that's all I have running. And it's kind of a pain to set up, so I don't intend to have the AC running in here. I'm testing my downstairs option for streaming, which is what I'll be using normally when the family are home. So hopefully there's like normal game sounds when game soundy things are happening, or we don't want pumping happening. I have got a fan running, but just a fan. Right. So the plan then is to seal across there so that when we have these open, water flows through underneath, and then when they're closed, it's sealed. And I think that works. Hey Mark, how you doing? I didn't realise you were a fan of Beaver. Insert childish laughter. We'll go all the way back into there, up to there, there, there. And then we need to do something to guide the bad water back to there eventually. And we're going to need to get up to do the building. I think that is a prime spot to do that. We'll put some stairs in. And that will do that. Yeah, it's been rather moist, hasn't it? It was worse yesterday here. It was rather moist. I will spare you the details, but there was a lot of chafing when I went running yesterday. If I pause the very top row, then they should be able to build most of that. In fact, we don't need to pause that one. And then we'll block across there. And then we just need to leave that gap there. And then we will come across here. That'll drop into there, and then we just need to seal that up. And it's not so much that it's a preference; it's that I have downloaded a fairly random collection of what Epidemic Sound, the music provider that I use, classes as classical music, and then I randomly pick songs from the list when I'm editing the video. And the reason that I have to do that is that if I use the music from the game, which some other creators seem to be able to use just fine, I get copyright strikes, or not copyright strikes, but copyright infringements from the creators of the game. So I have to take out the game music, but I think the game is slightly better with a little bit of music in the background. Some would say Linkin Park is classic. Eras, that's different. The general ambient music that I use is from a classic music list. It's very important day if you're a fan of Linkin. Well, not important day, a very sad day, I guess, if you're a fan of Linkin Park. It being 9 years since Chester sadly took his life. Yeah. But yeah, so it's not particular I'm a fan of sitar music. That song just randomly happened to be in there. And it randomly gets picked. And people then seem to notice it, I think, because it stands out more. Right. So hopefully we've got enough wood to build all of that, and hopefully that will do a job. I kind of feel like maybe that would be better. And then actually we've got science now. So before they build that, I'm going to throw in the stream gauge and we can automate it. No. Yeah, well, by old man, do you mean the old man, the dog, or the old man, the dad? Both are doing better, so I guess the answer is the same. Fingers in the wrong place. Yeah, both are doing better, so it's basically the same answer anyway. Yeah, well, I think that's as well as he's going to be, given his body is basically pretty screwed. The after effects of a very serious motorcycle accident when he was in his, how old would he have been? I think he was about 19. And then a very hard physical job for his entire life. So it's could plant stuff that side as well. Do I want to do that, I guess is the question. Actually, now we've got stream gauges unlocked, we should build a bunch of them. To automate all of that stuff. No. I just realised I don't have my headphones in, so I can't hear what the game's doing. Because I'm so used to playing without sound. Right, let's go back over here and delete some more stuff. Yeah. That can go. We can recover that. That was the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to replace that with an engine or supplement it. Too bad for power either. So maybe we'll just leave them to it for now. That to 4 actually. Yeah, let's just leave them to it. Right. Advanced attach stream gauge. Port of. We're on dams, aren't we? So let's go for about that. Unpause below that, let's say. to adjust that, but that'll do for now. Yeah, it's kind of it is kind of tough seeing my dad getting older. Not that I see them that much because man, they don't live that far away. They live far enough away that I don't see them that often, and I'm not the best son in the world, to be honest, but part of that comes from the challenges that I deal with. So I think we need to do something for the irrigation of all of these trees in the long term. For now, we will leave those as they are. Focus on getting this built. Because we can't build everything at once. We are going to need some fruit pickers, I guess, and some lumberjacks and some other stuff. What are we doing for food? You were not grilling corn. You are about to start grilling corn. Okay. Radishes, we're not too bad, but we'll go up to 3 farmers because they didn't have 3 in it. I wonder if we should put a farm over here. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. I think I'm not sure the tubeways is the one that I would have picked because I prefer the zip lines. But I quite like the zip line mechanic, so I quite like the zip line mechanic. Game speed shouldn't affect their ability to get food. The same as game speed does not affect significantly water dynamics. You better remember to open those because otherwise things are going to get very messy. Certainly not game speed up to like normal triple speed. So we'll see how this goes. I don't think it's. I think it's the wet logo because they're in water and they're unhappy because they're Emberpelts and they don't like being wet. So I think it's possibly worth building more gear storage, or because we're using all of the tomatoes, maybe just designating that as gear storage for now. Oh, flooding. Fun. I guess it's because that's just adjusting. Okay. So now we have more water coming through all of this, so we should have lots more power, so these guys can be free. Hopefully we can get this built fast enough that if we get a bad tide, we are not in a problem. Emberpelts are a mod clan, Erebus, by Bobbing About, who is an absolutely awesome modder. So they are a fire beaver. So they don't like getting wet, which is they get a small negative effect for getting wet. They have some really cool things like so they have a completely new food system. So they can make things like juice. So they don't struggle as much during long droughts because they can grow food which they can turn into juice to drink, which makes them quite good if you like playing on hard mode because they're much more resilient to long droughts. Let's prioritize building. I don't know why I've set it to obtain. I don't have any haulers, although maybe that would be a good thing to do because we've got a spare couple of beavers. Let's not put it there. Let's put it on the dry land. Prioritize. Now, we have... Are you injured? Or... Yeah, you don't have broken teeth. You are actually injured. So... Time for some medical beds. Yes. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if more stuff comes that makes use of bad water. I've been really impressed with the rate that the devs develop the game. I have been playing since update 4 or 5, and there's stuff in the game now that I wouldn't have ever thought we would see in Timberborn. So, I think they're constantly looking to improve the game. So I would not at all be surprised if we see more stuff that comes in as they develop it. But I don't know how big a company they are, but adding in things like 3D water and 3D terrain were huge changes. Before we had 3D water, the way the water worked, it was just a sheet, a blue sheet across the map, and where water was supposed to be, that blue sheet was lifted up. So rewriting the game engine to have water be a 3D thing must have been a huge amount of coding effort. So I think you have to give them time to then allow for development to make use of more things. All these things take time. And probably the same with terrain. I assume before we had 3D terrain was probably similarly a sheet that was lifted up or down. So it's all got to be developed, and yeah, it just stuff like that takes time, and modders can add cool stuff in, and sometimes modders can do those random cool things easier than game devs can because they can focus on doing that random one cool thing. So yeah, it's still in beta release, I think, technically. It's quite an impressive game considering it's classed as beta release. I don't know at what point they'll consider it full release. Got haulers now. Have got haulers now. Actually, something I was curious about, and we could do with more now. I don't know if any of you know the answer. Can they build up No, they can't build up through the housing. Okay. I know they can access it up through, but they can't build it up through. That makes sense. Would be a little bit too cheaty, I guess. Right, that's built, so we now need to start building those. And I guess we want to move that and advanced attached to stream gauge there. Oh, good, it's a drought. Cool. I think if we go for something like 2%, something like 3%, so if it's above 3%, they close. That'll do. But we've got time now, which is good. So we can do both of those. Okay. If I put a platform on the path, they can then maybe build. So they can get out of the balcony bits there. So if we do that. Okay, so we can do that, and then we can build up. Awesome. You can't seem to be giving you a thumbs up on there, can you? No. Cool. Alright, unpause those. We have been so lucky with bad tides in this save that we've only had one so far the entire time. And it really didn't do that much damage. And somehow we're getting our second contraption built to deal with bad tide. We've got a drought coming, Mark, so I'm going to get this finished. So we should be fine. And, you know, we did the dumb thing last time and threw away all of our water right at the start of a drought. I think after this, I need to be building much more water storage. Right, maybe we could start thinking about that now. Although actually, we're making juice, so we don't need as much water storage. Maybe we'll be okay. Food's looking good. An 8-day drought, we should be pretty good, I think, for that. And we should now hold water in here. Pretty cool. We need to unpause those. Excellent. I need to build an engine soon as well. That done. Get that done. Other one there. They can all be reached. Not pretty, but you see pretty much all of the games that I like. So the only ones that I play that I don't make content on at the moment, the one that's eating most of my time is a game called Automation. The car designing game, which I am having a... Oh, we've got apples there. Let me just deal with this first. Put that there. And that there. That'll do that. That's all apple trees. That's maple trees, which need the tapper shack. Yeah, so I'm playing a lot of Automation. If you know that game, I play the campaign mode of that. I'm not very good at making pretty cars. I like the spreadsheet campaign mode. And if you know me, that will shock you not one jot, that I like playing spreadsheets. Timberborn, obviously. Farm Sim, obviously. A little bit of ATS, a little bit of Schedule 1. Hello from San Francisco. Oh, hello to San Francisco, I guess. One of my favorite cities in the world. Nope, not played any of those. I think other games. XCOM 2, I guess it is. Played a lot of in the past. So this will not surprise many of you. Yeah, I know some of these will die. It's fine. Some of them will die. Once we understand the impact, we will adjust. I tend to focus on playing 1 or 2 games a lot, to the point that I get bored of them, and then I will move on and play another game. The only games that has not really happened with, thankfully, has been Farm Sim and Timberborn, and one other game in the past, although I have got bored of that now and stopped playing it because I kind of got fed up of it, which was a game called Indeed Battle Pirates, which I might not have mentioned in Timberborn, but certainly have in a lot of others, which is an online, massively multiplayer tactical thing, which started off on Facebook, which I played probably for about 12 years. And I have on and off taken various lengths of break from that and gone back to it, and currently not playing it. Who knows, I may go back to it again or not. I used to have friends that played it, which made it more fun, but over time those friends stopped playing it. But yeah, I'm not sure we've got the wood available to do that. I get what you meant. I'm not sure we've got the supplies to do that currently. And I'm kind of willing to take the hit, as what I want to do next is work towards getting to metal. So we need to build a big arse staircase that gets us up there. We've got quite a decent amount of science now, so I'm going to unlock the other platforms. Just to make building it a bit easier. Could have unlocked ladders, I guess, couldn't I? That might be more sensible. Except that I want to, yeah. What we'll do instead is do that. That. That's probably better, isn't it? So. Path. There. And then probably better to go up and down, isn't it, rather than going around it. There. Okay. Let's turn on that jobby. Yep. There. 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 That feels like it should be stairs, I think. We go. Then we will have access to metal. And we are 1 day left in drought. And we've got loads of water, some juice, decent amount of corn and food. So that's good. Always throws me when we try and jump to that because it puts us in a weird position. Let's keep covering those. I mean, it might not be a dumb idea now to just set that at like a half. So yeah, I didn't. I saw the comments on JC streams about 8 lumberjacks. I think at the moment I'm not planting a full area yet. So I think I'm okay. How have we got? No. At the moment, there's only 1 lumberjack in this bit because I forgot to put any in. I wonder if I put them there. Yeah, that'll work. Another one built there. I wonder if we do the same here. That case, I should probably replace this at some point. It's one of those things that once you've built it, replacing it's kind of a pain. This is working much better now, which is good. I don't think we have any storage for apples. So yes, you're right. The flooding goes away. Don't worry, folks. It's fine. Apples will be there. But yeah, we definitely want storage for apples. Because we've got lots sitting on trees. So, good point. Well made. Yeah, it was just what was in the gatherer flags. Probably the same for tomatoes as well. Because I got rid of the tomato storage, didn't I? Or tomato, depending on where you're from. Which would be there. Do a small one for those because we're not growing that many. So get that in as well. And we will continue on towards metal. But I guess the next question is, for metal processing, do we process it over by the metal, or do we bring it back to the town? That is the question. Get those picked up, and then we'll get rid of these last few. Because it's bugging me that is constantly there. And it's kind of more efficient to potentially do it on site. But we don't have power, but we can get power now because we can unlock the small engine now. Because we've got science finally. Well, we had. We've been spending it rather freely, but you know. And I guess we need to consider the fact that we need 250, 550. I would say I would have a look, Canal, but I will probably forget. Someone could maybe remind me. There is a Badwater River nearby. It doesn't look like anything flows through there. So yeah, we could maybe get power out of here with wheels. So we have options, and we could even gravity battery quite easily as well. Wood storage is always quite full at the moment, Mike. No, that one. We've only got Ann Beaver at the moment, so I guess we need to build up some more science. So we probably want to build some more houses. So let's test out our cool little housing tip. That is very handy. You like that. You do like that. That makes building those so much easier. And I guess if you're sensible and line up the things, they can go visit each other if beavers do that. Right, that gives us capacity for 6 more. I think maybe we want to do a bit more than that. So let's do the same there. There. I know it probably doesn't matter where I put the doorways, but you know. As I'm not up on current affairs, I don't get the reference, unfortunately. Apart from the fact that I know it's some sort of reference. And no, I have not. I haven't watched a movie trailer in absolutely ages. Last time I watched movie trailers was the last time I went to the cinema, which was quite a long time ago, and I can't actually remember the film we went to see. And the trailer that I saw was, one of the trailers I remember seeing was for the new Crow film, or the Crow film, which is apparently awful. So I'm glad that I wasn't biased by the fact that I saw a trailer for a film that I really, really thought I would want to go and see. I don't get YouTube ads, so, because I have YouTube Premium. Which is a very, very good investment, folks. I think we should get rid of some of these. Unless, do we need berries for anything? Or Emberpelts? Other than emergency food. Up here. So up here is our main water source. I don't think there is a use for. There should be berry juice. I'm going to get rid of half of the berries. And we're going to plant more crops. Emberpelt can have the breeding pods. I don't have the breeding pods mod installed. We're using more traditional means of how beavers procreate, shall we say. When two beavers like each other very, very much, and after they've finished work, but yeah, you can use breeding pods, but you need to install the Phoenix Pods mod, and you can then install a mod to stop them from breeding conventionally. But I don't have that installed. Because I prefer this method, personally. For the beavers. Saved it there. Saved it there. We should make sure the beavers are happier as well by giving them some contemplation spots so they can consider the immoral things that they are doing. Whilst we wait for them to produce more science, pure things like science. And then we'll plant some more crops. So I guess the question is, what crops do we want to grow more of? We seem to be okay for corn. We should do a campfire. Good point. Let's do that before I forget. Tuck a couple of them there. I don't usually forget those, but you know, it's a bit more complicated doing this kind of thing. Yeah, we're doing okay for the stuff that we're growing, apart from our food that's easy to process. I guess we've got presses, so we could build another press and make oil and do the grilled peppers on some kind of scale. So if we plant a few peppers and a few canolas, we could do small scale of that. Let's try that. I know it's not very much of it, but if we put thought is that maybe we stockpile some canola seeds and the peppers and then bulk process it. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe that will work. So we've got 10 kits growing up now. So hopefully we will get to the science that we need fairly soon. Water and juice-wise, we are doing just fine. Now that we've unlocked the... we'll find it. Ladder. Let's build... oh, we've got the option for... I forgot, with the Emberpelts, we've got the option for the bigger things, haven't we? So... but we need science for those, so... what we need to do is get a number cruncher going. But to do that, we need much, much more science. That is a way off. I really, really want a bad tide. I think we might test this when the water starts flowing again. Why do you lot talk about beavers sneaking between bedrooms? Disgusting behaviour. Yeah, I think we might test this when the water comes back. Actually see if it works. I'm going to delete that because we keep getting one of the beavers going across that way when they can just go around that way. And although wet fur is not horrendously bad, we should probably unpause the lumberjack so we replant the trees that they're cutting down. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So we've got a decent amount of apples now. Is it worth making apple juice? Exit part. Give me like in a when it's not a bad tide for a drought. Something that I do want to do actually, which you have reminded me of, is put that there. Because I think when we had water in here, it did a really good job of irrigating most of those trees. Put dams up here, what do you mean? Pause that for... Actually, it might be worth putting water in there now, if that gets low. I think I'm going to manually control this one. Because this shouldn't need to run that often, and it's one that I would like to be able to do more complex logic on. Because I would like to control it off of, if there's no water in here, set this one to a certain depth. So I think we'll just do that. We're finished anyway, so. Right, let's... if we go disable during temperate. Flowing. And then I'm just going to let it splash a little bit of water through here, just for the trees. Then let's see if this does its thing. I'm going to call that good enough. Going to call that good enough. And when it opens after a bad tide, because it's done off of contamination, it won't be spreading nasty contaminated water everywhere. So that's good. Happier. We've got some wet fur, but they'll be fine. So I think that means that maybe we could think about planting something here. I think probably crops would be sensible here, because we don't seem to be short of wood. My thought is that what we do is we put a farm on a platform here. not with a piece of path there. And then we can plant all of that with crops. And we now have enough to start making metal. So I think consensus seemed to be that we do metal over here. So I think if we do that there, power. So we've only got compact water wheels. So we're going to have to do some fun stuff to build a power system. But let's do that first. This might be excessive, but, you know, overkill is underrated. And I know some of these won't be very productive because they're in a dead end. Maybe we'll stop there. Yeah, let's stop there. In fact, what we'll do is block off across there and there to focus the flow. There. I've narrowed the river a little bit. A little bit. By the time we get it built, it's going to be a drought anyway. But, you know. Where's the source for this thing? There. I guess. We're a little way off of that, aren't we? We're a little way off of that. And I guess I could narrow it a bit more, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Well, someone remind me to come back to that in 0.9 days. Need to unlock the vertical power shaft. Well, here we are now, triple speeders. Build faster beavers. I guess I could help them. Logs. Obtain. Because this is all logs, isn't it? It's quite a lot of logs, so, you know. jack. Got the resources. Yep. So let's... Oh, one sec. Stable. And then do it. I don't know how much this is going to hold. But I guess it means we make the drought effectively a little bit longer. But we'll give it a try. And I guess, yeah, that's... If we had, as you said, floodgates up here... or floodgates down here. But... And once we've got metal, sluice gates, to keep this at the right level. But, yeah, someone remind me to let that water out at some point before it all evaporates. Obtain. That, apart from... they should have to get all of that built eventually, and that'll be good. Right, keep an eye on the time. And yeah, I guess if we built those, and we had a... I'll shoot for now. A stream gauge in front. So if there was contamination, they opened. Then that can hold water. Yeah, yeah. I can get on board with that idea. So they're getting that done. Those are regrowing. Do we want to start harvesting the maple syrup? Probably. Do we have... We do have the science for it. Tapper Shack. Go. Right. Ah, actually. Pause. Is it still the Tapper Shack in Emberpelts? Yes, it is. Okay. On the top of the original floodgates, you will still water flow into temperate. I also put dams up here. Yes, I could. Yes, I could. Ideally, I want to have these be replaced with stream gauges, not stream gauges, sluices. Cool, that's all built. So, right, you can go. Right, they're all built. So, we can start deleting those. Actually, we are full on logs. So, what I'm going to do is delete all of those. And then let's just pause the game a second. We're going to do the ever so favourite. Well, some of you don't care about it. I'm sometimes a little bit funny about it. That. Then we can get to that. And that gives us a nice little power generator when the bad tide returns. So that'll be good. Need to get these built now. Like that. I say that, I'm now going to delete our access to those. So let's prioritize picking those up. Maybe. I mean, it's kind of an all or nothing thing. Unless it's evaporated enough. Actually, I guess what we could do, if we close those, that means we'll only let out the water that's between there and there. So, maybe a little bit more. Right, a little bit more. And then if we open those again, yeah, there's a little bit left. Cool. Right. They are not picking those up. Oh well. See if they pick the planks up. You can go. Cool. You can go. I want one more on there. I am going to put a double platform on there. Managed to hide my chat window. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to fill this in basically and build the smelter on here. I don't know why I think that's a good idea, but I'm going to get rid of that as well. Up to nearly 40 beavers, which is kind of cool. So if we're going to be running a smelter, we do need a log storage over here anyway. Given we are struggling for space for logs, let's build a decent sized one. And then they can empty that one. That's full, so let's pause that. Get rid of that. Delete those. Put that on there then. I will want storage for charcoal once we build something that uses charcoal. Not using charcoal yet. I think that's when we get into the bigger power things. Now, I think we will want to get a charcoal engine soon. Power. Nope. Lumber mill. Why have I built a lumber mill? God, I'm a dummy. You are right, folks. Ignore my dumb backside. I'll shut up. You guys do the talking. You guys do the talking. Yeah, you guys do the talking. I'll shut up. This is the problem I had with Emberpelts last time. I was always building the wrong freaking building. So we need charcoal. So we need a kiln, don't we? So let's build that over here as well. Yep. And we'll put it on charcoal. I'll shut up and say you guys do the talking for a bit. I'll be quiet. Charcoal would be a really good idea, wouldn't it? You know, bricks. You're right. We'll make bricks first. Yep. We'll make bricks first. It's a good job you guys are here. So what we're going to do, because I know what I'm doing, we're going to make a kiln so that we can make bricks to make the smelter, not a lumber mill. And then the kiln will also be used to make charcoal. And the charcoal can then also make them. You're right, Mark. Yeah, it's like that farming game, isn't it? A bit more important in this, though. Stupid, complicated. It's why it's good that you're here. So, almost got. Have we got enough clay? Yes, we have got enough clay. Because the clay pit has not started again, but we've got plenty of clay, so that's fine. Let's let the last of that out, which doesn't actually get to there, so let's turn that on. Irrigate some more of the trees. Also need to build a storage tank for the maple syrup. Pause for now. But obviously, we're going to make the bricks that we need to make so we can make the smelter. And then it'll all start working fine. all great. It's all great. And that irrigates most of the trees. And we're done. I mean, it's lasting long enough at the moment that we're not having a problem with trees dying, so that's good. Does look like, I'm just going to pause, we need to plant more corn. So we're going to do that in our new farm. All of the corn has been used up. We are 8 beavers short currently, which is not good. 5 of them will be coming from science. And 4 from building, which is not great. Let's pause you. That should work. Need to expand population again. 4 more bricks. We are getting there. We are getting there. I think this generates enough power now that we don't have to have this running during temperate, which is good. Got not very much canola saved up yet, but I wonder if we could. How many peppers have we got? We've got a decent amount of peppers. I wonder if we make a small amount of canola oil, and then we grill some peppers, give them some food variety. Have a smelter. Awesome. So we need storage for metal now. And we have a bad tide approaching. So we actually get to test the successfulness of our bad tide diversion. We're going to be for metal. And automate products. This needs to be switched across to charcoal. And that will start working. This is generating 160 power. Wow. It needs 200, so this is not awful. I would quite like to hang a gravity battery off of there. We don't quite have the science for it. That is on automatic products already, so that should get itself switched off when needed. We need to have that set. That should work anyway, and we need to have that set so those open. Not sure we want to be dynamiting where I'm planning to hang it because it's half over the river. Because I'm literally going to hang it off of there. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. We can put it on platforms anyway, because it'll give us an extra little bit of power. But with where it is, we do not probably want to be just randomly dynamiting to increase power storage. So. I do not. I have. Do I have the quality of life mod? I do not have a mod I do not have a feature enabled that pauses things. To change that, I think I would find it annoying if onto high blanks with allowed to build. See you for a bit. I will be here for probably about another half an hour or so. I think that'll be fine. It's going to have some amount of power reserve. Basically, I want it to give it a bit of a boost to make up for us not quite generating enough. During the night time, basically. It'll charge up overnight. So, but yeah, my thought was, one, we need more corn, which is why we're growing more corn. But two, this guy could switch to making canola oil. So we could put a tank, let's say there, for canola oil. Yeah, I guess we could put another row of wheels here to generate more power. I've just remembered something. Glad I remembered that. So let's just see what happens as this thing fills up. Pause. I just want to check something. I'll go there. They can't currently get in here to build those, which is good. They do not. Cannot get there. So then that is just going to flow out of there and out of there and through there. So that's fine. And weirdly, doesn't seem currently be affecting the trees. Oh, there we go. Okay, it is now. Yep. And a small amount of the crops as well. Okay. And that can be paused until they've grown. Yeah, we can just leave those and probably it is worth us getting down here. Oh, it sounds so cool. Expanding this. And again, some of these won't work particularly efficiently, but they'll generate something. So, I probably could, but we would need to build windmills. So. Easier to get some stuff built that we have unlocked. I think, and we have easier access to resources for. I'm glad we've got apples. The food situation is not great. Wow. That did a number on the corn crop. We definitely need to look at establishing more farming. So, canola oil should be happening now. So we can swap you over to be grilled bell peppers. I wonder if we go contamination barriers. Now we've got metal. Once we've got the science, take the farm. That's in, that holds 28,000 HP, which is pretty nice. So, that's a lot to line though, isn't it? Versus a few contamination barriers. Well, it's one metal times all of those impermeable floors versus one metal and 5 planks. So I wasn't going to do it on the upper edge, I was going to do it down here. And just give up a tile of planting. So I was just going to do it along here. I could move this back and do it up top. Guess I could do that live. Because I can just move these back one by building more, and then put the contamination barriers in. Like that. That would do the job. And then when we get explosives, we can tidy the edge up a bit down here and gain a bit more space. Said in the tone of Mr. Clarkson. Already generating enough extra somehow. We seem to have a bit more flow going on. Cool. So I'm going to low prioritize that. And we'll work on this. And get this done. That one and that one. So that we can start deleting stuff, I'm going to put some platforms inside. Encourage them to build the platform. Pick up the soggy planks, soggy logs. If I delete that one, we're going to need a platform there. Be a levee. That might need to be a levee. Amazed how far they're going without a path. And they go to sleep. I'll do some deleting. Because that needs to be deleted. That's going to need to be deleted. Means that needs to have a levee in it. That needs to go. So we're going to get that one built first. And I can delete that, and that, and that. We've got a platform there. I might be over-engineering this, but, you know. You can go. You can go. You can go. So nervous deleting these while we have a live bad tide. There. Now you can, pretty sure you can go. Like that. Like that. You can go there. I'm kind of disappointed by the effect on the ground. What we've got built so far, if I'm honest. As in, it doesn't seem to have had any yet. This is me saying that we've not been badly affected by bad tides, isn't it? So we've got a bunch of grilled bell peppers now. So this can be switched back to corn juice. This can be switched back to grilled corn because we don't have any storage for grilled bell peppers. Pause you, pick the corn that we've actually managed to grow at least. Do a road crossing the path to the metal area. That's dealt with that. Well, it's about to all go away anyway, so... And, as the contamination drops... 3, 2, 1... Horrible bit of splurge. And we're fine. So, we survived another bad tide. It would be so much better with sluice gates, wouldn't it? Do a row crossing the path to the metal area. For the staircase. Yeah. I guess we could go under. That. I think it's definitely sluice time. But it is also, unfortunately, for me, or maybe for you, stopping time, I think. Because the pups are getting quite restless. They've been very patient with me today, as I have done quite a lot of recording and then nearly 2 hours of streaming. So I'm going to call it a day there, folks. So thank you for your time, folks. I really appreciate you being here because it doesn't work if I'm here talking to myself when I'm doing this. So thanks everyone for stopping by. It's very much appreciated. Um, I will try and do it again next weekend. Probably Friday again is my goal. So it's kind of good to be doing it again, Mark. It's nice to have found my confidence to do it again. Yeah. So thanks everyone, and I will see you all again next time.